like I was saying, I want you all to meet Ray. Ray's going to be a big part of our success, of your success. Um, those of you that choose to utilize Ray, for those people that have a lot of influence and credibility that you know, Ray's a great option for three-way. We don't want to bury him, but we're going to keep you busy, Ray.
No problem.
Okay.
I'm up
And
to it.
yeah, okay, good. And Charlie, can you unmute?
I did.
Okay. Now, I worked with Ray just a little bit in Zango. Ray was upline from me, and Robin and I did really well with that company. And I just know we're all gonna do really well with this with OLIABO. But Ray and Charlie been working together on some other projects. And Ray, I wanted Charlie to kind of introduce you just a little bit, and then I
Sure.
actually have a full-blown introduction for Ray on video. Charlie, I just want you to just say a few words about Ray.
Yeah, I will. If you wear an Ohio State hat on stage at Zango, you're likely to get it stomped on. Oh,
Oh, memories.
Ray. Oh, yeah. Um, there's Ray is the consummate businessman network marketer. And what I mean by that is there are certain specific skills and steps that need to be taken if you want to be successful in our form of a business. And Ray decided to get the proper education on how to do that from some legends in not just network marketing, but in business. And he's applied those skill sets to be successful in 4 companies, which is very rare. Uh, he he uh, he took it seriously enough to have fun while he did it, but knew that he had to support the people that were there, because it's never about us. It's always about us helping you and helping others and teaching people how to truly gather new friends, welcome them into our fold, and then to help them. Ray has personified how that activity works, and he is a tireless worker. Um, don't know that the only thing he'd do more of is try to play some golf, but as our bodies are going sideways, um, we were looking at this as a nice challenge. And Ray's been there whenever I call it. If he's busy, he'll send me a text. I'll call you back. And I am of the same thought process. If I can't answer the phone, I will call you back as soon as possible, and I'll be available for 3-ways. And I'm going to say it this way, guys. About every so many years, Ray, we could guess 10 years or whatever, an opportunity comes along in the world of network marketing that is truly a fair and equitable opportunity for all to be successful. And then, but one of the key factors there, yes, you got to have a really cutting edge category creating product. Maybe we got that again. And Ray's probably going to expand upon some of that. I'll make some comments later about how to strike an interest with somebody. I've got a little thing that's working real nicely, but Ray's there to help you. If he doesn't help you, he doesn't help himself, and that's how we roll. So Ray, I as a good friend, long time. I'm now a long time 22, 23 your friend. I'm very proud to say you are my friend.
Thank you, Charlie. I appreciate you sharing. Now, what I'd like to do is play a short little clip that Ray has prepared for us that'll give you a better idea of who we're going to be working with.
Well, hello, everybody. My name is Ray Herron. I'd like to take a few brief minutes, if I can, to introduce you to me and how I got started in the network marketing industry. My story begins in 1985. I was invited to a network marketing meeting in Dallas, Texas, an industry I knew nothing about. Well, reluctantly, I went to the meeting, but I got surprised myself. I met some people that were enjoyable to be around, some people that were making some money, and I thought this possibly could be for me. So just out of happenstance, are other reasons I got involved. A good friend of mine, Randy Schrader, often says, is it odd or was it God? In my particular case, I have no doubts. 40 years of this, I know it was God. God's done a lot of magic things in my life. So I got involved and another God thing happened. I almost immediately got introduced to a man by the name of Jim Rohn. Most of you have heard of Jim Rohn. Many of you probably have studied Jim Rohn. That's why you're on this call. Jim Rohn taught me things that my parents never could have taught me. I don't blame them for anything, but nobody can teach you something that they don't know themselves. Jim Rohn was one of the most interesting people I had met up until that point in my life. And Jim Rohn told me this. He said, if you find the right network marketing opportunity at the right time, and you built your business for 90 days as if your life was hanging in the balance, it could set you up financially for the rest of your life. That was really impactful to me. I needed to change my life pretty desperately. I grew up very poor, born in a house with a dirt floor in a little dusty town in southwest Oklahoma. I was one of 6 siblings. By the 10th grade, I'd had enough of hand-me-downs and too many embarrassing moments to remember, is what I'm trying to say. So I left home and school at that time. And I kind of fumbled through life for pretty much half of my life. Just because you're broke doesn't mean you can't fall in love and have babies. Well, I fell in love and we had babies. Cheryl and I had 3 children in 1985 with another one on the way, our daughter. I was way behind in my bills. Couldn't pay the house payments on time, the car payments on time. Sometimes the utilities were shut off. Had to pay a deposit to get them turned back on. That's what my life was like when I found this industry, or this industry found me. I applied what Jim Rohn said with my new adventure in network marketing, and I worked as hard as I possibly could. I traveled long distance to meetings, even slept the night in my car because I couldn't afford a hotel room just to get to the meetings. Changed my life drastically. Bob Proctor taught me how to write on a card what you want in life and read it every day. I wrote on a card that I'd be earning $5,000 a month within 3 months. Pretty lofty goal when you're dead broke 40 years ago. I wrote on a card that I would be earning $5,000 a month in my 3rd month in my new venture. I never will forget. It stuck in my brain like spaghetti on a wall. I opened that 3rd month royalty override check and it was $5,310 and some cents. I never ever forgot it, and I never ever looked back. I realized that it works. When it comes to money, I'd like to add something here. Money is probably the least of all values in life, but it becomes one of the most important things in the world when you don't have enough of it, and there's people that you love and that you feel responsible for, that you want to take care of, and there's not enough money to do that. Money's all you can think about, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Doesn't have a lot of value, money, but it sure does preoccupy a lot of space in your mind if you don't have enough of it. So my 3rd month, $5,000 in income, I felt like a rich man. I wasn't, but I felt like it. That's a lot of money 40 years ago, still a lot of money today. As I said, I never looked back. I went on and I've had a tremendous career. I've had 4 organizations that are extremely large, most of them larger than most network marketing companies. And folks, I didn't do that by myself. I did it with good, caring people that wanted the same things out of life that I did, like the people on this call here tonight. This industry is unbelievable, and Jim Rohn was right. You find the right opportunity at the right time and build your business literally like your life was hanging in the balance, it could set you up financially for the rest of your life. I've lived that. It's living proof for me. This industry took me from poverty to fortune. Gave my children the kind of life that I always wanted more than anything else. I didn't want them to have to experience the life that I had growing up. I wanted them to feel like they were just as good as the rest of the world. My kids have had a wonderful life. They're grown-ups today with wonderful futures. God, this industry has been good to me. God has been good to me. I encourage you, give it everything you got. 90 days, as if your life depended on it. You'd be shocked at the results that you're going to achieve. Thanks, everybody.
Can hear you, Ray.
Yeah.
That was
Thank you.
that was wonderful.
Thank
Hey,
you for
thanks.
putting that. Thank you for putting that together for us, Ray. Appreciate it. And that kind of gives everybody a little bit of an overview on you on where you've been and what you've done. And I really I'm looking forward to working with you on this project. I think we're going to do some incredible things.
I
But
think so too.
I wanted to make sure that you're all connected with Ray and you feel comfortable with him. He's going to be a big part of what we're going to be able to do with this company, with this team. And Ray, I was hoping that I wanted to get you on here so that you could maybe share a little direction with
Sure.
the team, and maybe give us a little bit of your vision.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Hernan. Appreciate you putting this together. Charlie, I guess you couldn't hear me before, but I said thank you very much for that nice introduction. I love you. We've got great memories and we're going to make some more. Uh, Folks, you'll know this about me. I mean, I'm just what you see is what you get. I'm not polished. I'm not a what you'd call a professional. There's plenty of those out there that are really good at presenting an opportunity to us. Sometimes you got to be careful though. You and I turn out to be the opportunity they're looking for. I'm I'm just a sincere guy, and I promise you, you won't find anybody that cares more about your success in this new business venture called OLIABO than me. I'll always be here for you. I'll be your number one cheerleader. And this is the first of probably many, uh, let's just call them leadership sessions or whatever, that we'll all get together and discuss some things. But I want to give you my read on this. It's probably it is the very first time. I've always had a good feeling with every opportunity that I've chosen. I mean, you got to have that or you're probably not going to succeed. But this is the first time really in my career. This will be my last one. I have no doubts about it. I'm not a young guy, as you can tell. This thing is going to be probably bigger than Zango. And, many of you heard me say this before. Zango was, for many, many years, most of its life, it was the poster child of how a network marketing company should be run. And I know these guys personally. I've known them long before Zango, about 35 years I've known them, and Gordon in particular. I mean, I love him dearly. Been talking on the phone with him today while he's traveling from St. George, visiting his daughter back to Salt Lake City. And I mean, he's the most creative guy. He really is. And you're going to see that. I know you've seen already some of his creativity and that beautiful little teaser video that we have. If you haven't seen that, search Facebook, you'll find it. If not, send one of us a text and we'll get it to you. This thing is going to be a big, big company. And I want to give you a product testimony. And I don't want any of you to feel like that you've been chided. They've had very limited samples. They're working on all of that. And maybe you'll get some samples before we actually are able to order this product. But last week I had for the very first time I've been listening to great testimonies from Hernan, and I didn't have any of the product, but they did arrive. And I had 7 days only, samples of the Prima product. And I was telling Hernan earlier, and I might have mentioned this to Charlie as well. Look, I'm 77 years old, not a young guy, okay? And I'm not all stoved up. I don't have any major problems, but well, the older you get in life, your flexibility is just not what it used to be. I am so flexible on just the 7 days worth of samples that I had. I mean, yesterday was my last day of taking it, and already today I could feel a little bit of difference, but I have felt so good, and I don't know why it contributes to sleep. Maybe it's that neuro part of this product, but I've been sleeping extremely well this past week, and that's unusual for me. I don't sleep a lot. and sleeping great. My flexibility's been unbelievable. I have a pretty large place with lots of decks, lots of wooden decks that you have to take good care of those or they don't last. And I have literally by hand brushed over 7 gallons of stain on this property in the past week. So I don't believe I could probably do that without the Prima product. So that's just the beginning of some of the testimonies we're going to hear. I think people are going to fall in love with this. I believe, based on the science, you can't ignore the science. If you really dig into it and look at it, we got a really unique product that's probably going to be the standard. People are going to begin to realize, especially after they use this for a period of time, it's probably going to be their go-to supplement. It's that good. And Gordon actually teased me. I was talking to Hernan about it. He's even got a surprise regarding the product. Now I don't know what that is, but stay tuned. Probably in the next week we'll learn more about it. Most creative guy I've ever seen. I love him. I trust him completely. I know in advance how big this is going to be, and I just don't want any of you to miss it. As I said, the best advice Jim Rohn gave me was build your business literally as if your life was hanging in the balance for 90 days. Now, there's no better time. There's only one time you get to discover something that's going to be as big as OLIABO is going to be. And we're right here. We're right here, right now. I can assure you, I mean, I know this from personal experience. There'll be millions of people involved with this opportunity, millions, not thousands, but millions. And if you get in today, there's a great chance for you to have success. You know, look, here's what I know about made the difference for me. You got to get involved in self-development. We all do. I mean, the world is, look, every day. I call him Herman. There's a little guy that'll grab you by the finger every day and tell you why you can't do it. So you got to get involved. Read some books and get involved in whatever, whoever it is. I don't care if it's Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn. He was my personal mentor. So I would suggest to all of you today, if you really want to invest something that will last your lifetime, that you can pass down to your kids, because this is what it meant to me when he gifted me with a set called it was in the mid 80s. He came out with they were audio tapes. That's how long I've been doing this. It was called The Challenge to Succeed in the 90s, released 5 years before the 90s. It becomes so popular. It's still among probably his best-selling works today. It's available actually for free. You can go online and find it. It's called The Challenge to Succeed. But I would encourage you to go ahead and buy you the MP3 version, whatever it is. Challenge to Succeed by Jim Rohn. It is unbelievable. When he gave that to me, look, I mean, I was on fire for my new opportunity, didn't know what I was doing. uh, Told me to build my business in 90 days like my life was depended on it. Well, y'all know my story. You just heard it. I felt like at least my financial life did depend on it. So I actually locked myself in a very inexpensive hotel room for 48 hours. 48 hours. I was there for 2 days. And I listened to all those audio tapes of the Challenge to Succeed. So looking back in my 40-year career, that was a red letter day in my life. I mean, I heard things I'd never heard in my life. I enjoyed listening to him. He taught me an awful lot. So it gave me the motivation every day to get up and do all that I could. So I would just say to all of you today, don't do less than you're capable of doing here at OLIABO. Now is the time. Now is the time to plant as many seeds as you can, at least for now. For now, every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock Eastern time, the company is doing a Zoom. Look, and I've got some calls. These guys, they're not polished or professionals either. I would just say that as a statement, and they could be 3 or 4 minutes late. People call me and complain about that. Give me a break. Give me a break. Don't spend your time with complainers. I mean, that nugget right there could be worth a fortune to you. You deal with positive people that have a great attitude, that want something in their life, not those that get all caught up with people that are a little bit disorganized. If disorganization bothers you, you're going to be very troubled by Ray Herron. I promise you, I'm all over the map. But I don't have all the answers, but I promise you, I got enough. I got enough to help you become wildly successful if you're motivated. So get involved in self motivation. I told you my recommendation there is Jim Rome. You can find it online. It's free of charge. Start listening to that. Hey, listen 20 or 30 minutes a day. We all got time we can do that. So do that. And this sounds corny. It's always been true, though, and it's true today. It's always been true. Make that list. I used to tell people make it 100 strong. You don't have to. We all have a pretty close relationship with 25 people, 25 to 30. Some of you more than that, but at least 25 people that we're pretty close to. And Charlie said he had some ideas, and I'd be, I'm delighted to hear what they are. But let me tell you, a way that I approach people. If Hearn and I were good friends and I wanted to talk to him about OLIABO, this is all that I would say, and I would not say anymore. I'm not going to answer any questions. I'm going to say, Hernan, do I have enough credibility with you that you would do just a couple of things that I asked you to do that'll take a little bit of your time? And I wait for the answer. There's a good chance if our relationship's good enough, Hernan will go, well, yeah, Ray, what is it? There's two things. Number one, I'd like you to sign a non-disclosure agreement, which simply means you won't be telling people about this, at least for now. And number two, once you've done that, would you listen to a short Zoom presentation on what I'm involved in? And then Hernan might say, well, what is it? Hernan, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to mess it up if I try to explain it. I'm only asking if you have enough, do I have enough credibility with you that you'll do those two things? And then I'm done with that conversation. I promise you, if I start talking olive oil to Hernan, I'm going to lose him. This thing is so much more than olive oil, so much more than that. But in Hernan's mind, just like mine, probably, and most of yours, I mean, if you try to explain it, it's going to sound like you're selling olive oil, and you're not. I mean, you are, but you're really not. It's a very sophisticated formula. And the only way to find out about it is get Herman under NDA and get him to a Zoom. So here's my challenge to you. Probably if you call 25 people that you've got a good personal relationship between now and Tuesday, if you get a handful of them, and you'll get a handful of them that will agree. Hernan will probably tell you here how's the best way to get them an NDA. I mean, they've got it pretty slick now. You just send an email, and they'll get an NDA, and they'll also get an invite to every Tuesday night when they do this presentation. They'll get one. So I want to encourage you to do that. It's just a few things that we do over and over again that makes the big difference in network marketing, folks. I'm gonna give you the recipe of how successful we all were in the Zango days, and there's a lot of similarities in this compensation plan. Very similar, except it's not going to be near as hard to qualify as it was back in the Zango days. And some of you maybe weren't there, so this will be foreign to you, but many of you maybe were. Here was the recipe for major success. I mean, coming right out of the gate. We all decided as a group to do a couple of things. Number one, we got on auto ship. This one's called a subscription. Same thing, different terminology. We got on auto ship for 2 cases of Zango. The price was $100 a case for one, $200 for two. We got people involved with 2-case auto ship. Here's what I know. It's just a fact of life. When you bring somebody into OLIABO, they're going to ask you, well, how did you come in? If you came in with a 1-case auto ship, that's exactly the way they're going to come in. If you came in with a 2-case auto ship, that's exactly the way they're going to come in. I do know in advance this compensation plan, you're going to get paid. It's called a double down. I believe that's the terminology. You're going to get paid a fast start bonus levels 1 and level 2. Level 1, if you're only doing $100 a month, that's all you're going to get paid. If you're on a 2-case auto ship, 2 bottles of Prima is what I'm probably assuming it will be. You're going to receive also an additional quick start bonus on people that they bring into the business. So it's a good thing to get started right. here's what I know about this product already. It's going to be so good. You could say, well, we don't need 2 bottles. There's a good chance that you have a significant other. You're going to need 2 to begin with. So let's get started that way. That's the way we duplicate. A good friend of ours, especially Hernan Lawless here today, Bob Schmidt. Bob Schmidt once said, if you got the recipe to make 12 cookies, you got the recipe to make 1,000 cookies. Well, the recipe for duplicating and making thousands of people distributors in your organization is we all do the same thing every time. We don't have to guess. We single focus on a product. Everybody does the same thing, and we duplicate that. And you'd be amazed at how fast this thing will grow. Everybody's getting nice quick start checks every week, and their organization is growing and growing and growing. We're going to be having lots of Zoom calls, lots of get-togethers. Folks, it's activity. Activity really is the name of the game. It's many of you heard me say this before. If you haven't, I'll say it simply. You know, we don't fail in life when we don't know what to do. We fail when we refuse to do the very things that we already know that we need to do. And we know what we need to do if we're going to build a network. We got to talk to people. We're just professional visitors, you and I. Let's just make a list. Let's talk to these people. Let's invite them. Let's get them under an NDA, get them to a Zoom. Those are the things that we do. And so the recipe for failure, I think, in life itself is just doing less than we're capable of doing. It sets us up for all types of psychological damage. Now, I'm pretty psychological damaged, but I learned all this the hard way. I've learned that when I demand more of myself, you know what? It means I make more calls. It means I talk to more people, and I have, in some way, help them feel a little bit better about maybe the challenges that they're having, help them sponsor another person. I feel good about that. And it's just psychological. You know, the more you do, the more you push yourself, the better you feel about yourself. That's true. I'll give you an analogy, and I've used this many times. All of us guys, most of us, I mean, I don't have to anymore, thank God, to this industry, but for many years, I mean, I had to do everything. You know, I'm still staining decks because I can't hire anybody to do it where I live. But our grass at home, you know, we all know when it needs to be mowed, and we're busy, busy, busy. And we drive past it, we drive up, and we almost don't want to look at it because we're wondering what the neighbors think, and we know it's overgrown and should have been mowed 2 weeks ago. We finally mow our yard. Now we can smell that nice, fresh cut, clean smell of cut grass. It looks good. We feel better about ourselves. That's just the way life works. Same with cleaning our car, and you know, everything's stacking up, and you know we need to get to it. We finally stop, we clean it all up, the car runs better, we feel better about ourselves. Our network marketing business, it's no different. It's no different. There's things that we have to do. We have to be conscious of activity. Activity is the only thing that's going to produce results. So we have to demand a lot of ourselves. But now that all sounds like a lot of work. It's not. I promise you, you're going to feel so good about yourself. The more that you do, the more people you reach out to, you're going to gain confidence. And when you get the confidence you need in a product like the one we have and a company like the one we have, you're going to be unstoppable. You're going to be able to you're going to surprise yourself is what's going to happen. And I'm elated really at what's going to happen for all of us. I know it's Sunday, and I don't want to just rattle on and on and on, Hernan. So I'm just, you know, I'm standing by here. People that have questions, I mean, let's get to them. I can say this, talking to Gordon today in October. Don't have the date in October, but in October we are going to be taking applications. We'll be able to order the product around November 1 and be to be shipped shortly thereafter. So that's kind of the schedule that we're looking at. He's working 18 hours a day. I mean, he really is. He's meeting with bankers and with lawyers and with manufacturing facilities, label people. I mean, he's working around the clock, and he knows, like I know, this thing's going to be a giant. It's going to be a giant. If you miss this one, I promise you, you'll kick yourself in the behind. You won't find a better one than this one. If there was a better one, you'd find me there. I'm here because of what I know. I'm here because of these guys. I trust them completely. You just take my word for it. You can trust them as well. You'll love being part of this. We're going to take fabulous trips around the world. I would think a lot of them will probably be in Italy, which is one of my favorite places on earth. You're going to love this. You absolutely are going to love it. So, and we're all here to help you. I mean, goodness, just get a list of about 3 people that are upline from you and have them on fast dial, and we're all here to help. Every one of us. Okay, Hernan, I'll shut up. I'll take any questions. I mean,
Okay.
I've experienced it all.
Let me give a little direction, and you guys can all see Robin back there. Wave, Robin. So let me give a little direction as to what you might want to be doing right now, where you can take advantage of the position we're all in. And that is that you can identify people that you want to contact and get them an NDA. Get those people an NDA. Say, for instance, you had 3 friends who signed an NDA and got on a presentation. Then we would want to work with them and help them get 3 friends on NDA and get them on a presentation, and then help their friends to sign the NDA and get on the presentation. And so when you do this, when we do launch, you're going to have the part of the structure that might be required in order to start ranking up right away. And you guys all now can get a jump on this and start building out your structure now, but build it out in NDAs. So you get 3 NDAs, then you have 9 NDAs, then you have 27 NDAs, and then we launch and away we go. So just an idea, give you a little direction as to what you could be doing right now. So what I'd like to do now is go ahead and open it up. And so any of you guys have any questions for Ray? Now's the time. Shoot. Just unmute. You're all muted, so you have to unmute to chime in. One of the things that I want to do, Ray, is when we do team training, I want to do a few 3-ways with you live, because people need to realize how simple the 3-way really is. Because when I've had you on 3-way with people, it's just, hi, how you doing? Where you at? Where do you live? And, that kind of thing. It's real simple. There's no magic to it.
You just build a little rapport with them, and Hernan knows this because he's excellent at it. We just visit with people. First of all, I let them know that I'm no threat, and I just want to know Hernan's right. Where you live, you know, how's your family? Just get to know them a little bit before we ever even mention an opportunity.
Yeah. So nobody has any questions to ask Ray about the comp plan or
I have a
the
question.
Jump
Can
in.
you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. This is Bert Miller, and I guess my main question is, and I understand that there's probably some product on the way to my house, but as a licensed physician, I have a greater reputation to uphold, and what I've been trying to get to is, I do know the ingredients that they talked about that are active, and I know their value, but what is in the product? How is it manufactured? What's the quality control and the purity? Those are things that people like myself want to know before we stick our neck out too far.
Yeah, I get that, Bert. Let me answer that. I just had a phone call with you just a few days ago.
Yes.
And told you that I would have Joe Morton speaking with you, and he is going to call you. I just hadn't had a chance to send that message back, so you can discuss all the details of that, and I think you'll be impressed. I mean, uh, you know, you have a list of all the various things there. Fifi, did you send a list of about 6 or 7 different things that you could look
Yes.
into? Yeah,
And I've researched them.
yeah,
Each
it's
one
impressive, isn't
individually
it?
is impressive. I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah.
What I need to know is what's in the product and the quality control of the manufacturing.
Oh, I get it. I get it. Yeah, you won't get that from me though. You'll get that from Joe. He will be calling you, Bert. Appreciate the question for sure.
Because I
And
have some decisions I'd like to talk to. However,
sure,
I need a little more
yeah,
than I have before I talk to physicians. I may talk to some of my former networkers.
Yeah, you bet. You bet. Telephone call coming your way from Joe Morton.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Bert.
Awesome. Thanks for the question. Anybody else have any questions at all?
Hernan,
Go ahead.
Oh, I thought
lady-
somebody else. Go ahead.
ladies first.
Diane, go ahead. Yeah, go
Barry,
ahead,
thank
Diane.
you.
We're gonna make Barry take a back seat on that one.
Okay, I do have a question. So, from the talk you just had with the doctor, it sounds like we can only get the ingredient list from somebody in the company right now. Because
Well,
what you had
Diane,
mentioned researching it. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah. You have to understand it's one of the reasons of the NDA to begin with. You know, there's some proprietary things like there always is with various products. They don't want to put a whole lot out there. This is a crazy industry. I can tell you what'll happen if they do. If they tell you every little thing, somebody out there will throw together a worthless product and tell the world they got the same thing for half the price. You know what I mean? So let's do me a favor. That's not the way you build. And I don't mean any offense to anybody. That is absolutely getting caught up. I understand Dr. Miller. Okay. He's a medical doctor. You and I are not. Don't get caught up in trying to be a doctor when you're not. Don't be caught up in trying to get every little detail of every formula. That's a recipe for failure in network marketing, and I'll tell you why. People sometimes they got to have all the information before they do anything. Now, please, Bert, this is not meant to you. You're an MD. I get that. But Diane, you're my friend. I know you're not an MD. And people that get all caught up in how's this product formulated, who makes it, and what time of day do they make it. When you get involved in all of that, I promise you, it's just slowing you down. I'm only looking for probably 90% of the others on this call here today. They're looking for a great company, a great product, and a great compensation plan, finding it at the right time, and designing a life that they can be really proud of. Those are the people that you're looking for. So
what do we use to analyze them with?
Well,
Just
hold
that
on.
short video?
no. What do you to tantalize? I don't want to tantalize anybody.
Well, you know what I mean. Bring them in, right?
That don't even sound good.
I'll
Oh.
send
Ray, can I say a little more?
I'll send out the follow-up email that Curtis sends people that are on the
Yeah.
presentation. That's all you need. It shows the nutrients or the phytochemicals that are in there, those phytonutrients, and then you guys can all use that. But right now, while we're under NDA,
Yeah.
you know, I just kind of skirt around the whole thing and just tell them it's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be better
Yeah.
than anything we've had in the past. That's all.
We get them on a Zoom call, and they get to kind of hear the story there, and there's enough information for them to realize whether they have interest or they don't. And all of that stuff is forthcoming, of course.
Ray,
Okay, Ray.
I want
Wait
to
a minute.
comment.
You're welcome.
I want to come back in a little bit if I may. I didn't mean to stir up any.
That's okay. No,
And I do.
no, that's
and
what
I
this
think
call is all about.
for all of you, take those at 6 or 7 lists and go. If you don't go anywhere else, go to ChatGPT and put them in.
Yeah.
You will be impressed with what you get.
Yeah.
And I don't think that as a non-physician, you need to do anything else or anything more than that.
That's
Thank
great.
you, Bert. That's perfect.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's perfect. Okay,
Thank
so
you. Okay, wait a
yeah.
minute. Oh,
Go
Bert,
ahead,
were you
Diane.
done?
Go ahead,
Okay,
Diane.
thank you, because that was my original question. That wasn't me that rebutted there. So I just wanted to say 2 things, and I really appreciate what you said, Ray. But what you had said in the presentation is that the more that we research the science, the more we'll be astounded or whatever. And then, so what we do is, if we want to look at, like, what I did sign the NDA, so I look at the email they sent back, and what was in there is what we can put in, say, Chat GBT, and go from there. And then the other thing is, I think for me, because I know a lot of us women are really careful about what we put on our skin, and I'm excited about that as well. Because I've had some products that I bought and they, through multi-levels, and people will just look at the ingredients and go, I wouldn't put that on my face. So those
Yeah.
are, but we,
Yeah,
right now,
that won't be true with this one, I promise you, because
No.
they're herbal gerbils.
okay. So that's great. So my thing with that is that, but we're at this, I just want to be clear that at this point in time, we're not going to have the exact ingredients.
Right, this particular moment,
Okay.
probably not. You will soon, but there'll be proprietary stuff that they're trying to protect, which any business would. But I'm gonna give you the recipe for success. Get me on the phone, Diane, with Charlie, or me and Charlie. Just get us on the phone with people and let us do what we know to do.
Okay, sure,
All
sure.
right.
No, yeah, I just intrigued me when you said when we researched the science, and then Bert popped up, and so anyway, thank
Bert
you.
gave you a great, yeah. Go to chat and check that out. You'll be
Okay.
way impressed.
So
Well, yeah,
let's
thanks for letting me finish my question.
thanks, Diane. Thank you, Diane. Appreciate it. I'm glad that you bring it up because I'm sure it's on a lot of people's minds. So thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
Barry, you want to chime in?
Yes, sir. First of all, thank you, Hernan, for putting this call together. And Ray, I don't know you personally, but I hope to be able to do that. Probably the other thing that's on everybody's mind is when will we be able to see the details of the comp plan?
I could go through those just a little bit with you, Barry, today. Just a few things that are maybe it's firmly set in jello. Let me say that, but it's like 99% there. It's a unilevel, which I think is the very best. I mean, I've kind of worked. I've been at this so long. I've done stair step breakaways, binaries, and you name it. Matrix. Unilevel is the level playing field for me. This one, it pays 8 levels. 8 levels. You know, as you advance in any comp plan, as you advance a little bit, you're paid a little bit deeper in the business. But to give you an overview, it's an 8 level unilevel. This Gordon, I've had many conversations with him, and very few companies ever. They all say we pay up to 60-something% or 70. That's you can't even operate a business. Those of us that's been doing this a long time. He's going to pay 50%. That's his goal, to pay a full 50%, which is higher than any other company that I've ever seen. And so that's his goal. But it's 5% level one, 5% level two, 10% level three, which is real important, that third level, 10% level three, and then 5% down to the 8th level. Now, there's a 5% that is reserved for global bonus. 5% is awful big. I know in Zango, our global bonus was 3%, and we got paid every quarter, which will be the same here with OLIABO. And I mean, I can remember every quarter getting, besides the very nice monthly checks, quarterly bonus well into 6 figures. So that's what can happen. And that was 3%, and here it's 5. So obviously it's going to be almost twice as much. So that's going to be real attractive to people. And you don't have to you don't have to build a giant business to participate in that. You can pretty much dominate this with 3 legs, Bert, 3 personal legs, and you'll be at what I believe that's going to be called Premio, which is Italian for premier, which is what it was in the Zango days. And it's going to have a power start, quick start business. People come in, you get paid 25. This is where they're working on this a little bit. So, you know, just know that when you bring somebody in, if you brought me in, it'd be 25% on the first level and at least 10, maybe 15% on the second level, power start. Let's see, what else can I say about this? It's got full dynamic compression. I'll tell you what, dynamic compression, most people don't quite understand what it is. And I'm not probably the best guy in the world to explain it. It's better to experience it than to explain it, to tell you the truth. I was paid levels. I got hundreds of levels deep, hundreds, several hundred. in the Zango business because of dynamic compression. It's because simply, I mean, you got customers in there and people that don't build very wide, they just build one or two legs. So it all compresses up and compresses up and to pay you within the levels that's allotted to the comp plan. So dynamic compression is going to be a really good thing, but I'll leave that for a separate discussion. Gordon plans to do very, very soon a complete, he's just getting a few things worked out to do a complete comp plan Zoom dedicated only to the comp plan. So that'll give you kind of an idea. It's going to be real friendly. I'm real familiar with it, Bert, and it was a real level playing field. I mean, underneath me was hundreds of millionaires, you know. It's- you can't have that happen without having a really good comp plan. So we got a good one.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
that
You're
was
welcome.
that was Barry, Ray.
Barry.
Yeah, because
Oh,
I
well,
want
I
you to
told,
get to know
yeah, sorry,
Barry
Barry.
really well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'll get to know everybody. Yeah.
Barry's a really strong networker and he's very passionate about helping people. That's for sure.
We'll have some fun, Barry. We'll make some money. That's a magic combination, I think.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very
Do you have any
much.
other questions for Ray, Barry?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. That was the big one. That's the one I wanted to hear come out of you guys right there.
Yeah.
Any
I like everything I see about it. And he typical Gordon, Barry, he promises a surprise there that we're all gonna like. And so we'll see what it is.
Yeah, anybody else have a question for Ray or have a question?
I wouldn't mind the opportunity to say something or ask something.
Yeah,
Sure.
Jim, go ahead.
Ray, in marketing plans, one of the things I always look for is, does the part-timer get paid and can they be paid well over a long period of time?
Yeah.
Because in network marketing, 90% of the people are part-time, especially in the beginning.
Exactly.
And how quickly can they rank up? And are the qualifying amounts going to be prohibitive? Because a lot of companies, it takes so much volume to get to the next rank. And
Yeah.
if you can pay your part-timers and keep them happy, your business will fly.
I agree, Jim, completely. Yes, part-timers can do very well at OLIABO. All they have to do is the 100 a month in volume, and they're paid 5%, 5%, 10%. I think that 10% is real important, and I've dealt with that. I mean, these things for a part-timer for sure, Jim, their business begins to almost look like a diamond shape, you know, as opposed to what people draw out a crazy pyramid that never works that way. But for a part-timer's business, it'll be more diamond shape, which means most of their business falls right in the middle there in the 10% range. So I think part-timers are going to be able to do really well.
Great, great.
And that's part of the surprise, Jim, by the way, that Gordon wanted to talk about, even a better way for the part-timers to earn really well. So I'm excited to see what that is. And I know I usually line up pretty well with his thinking, so I think it'll be good. And I agree with you 100%. Part-timers, I mean, people have to, most of the people are part-timers and they need to do well. Give them a reason to stay in.
I get a lot of flack when I say this, but I believe the hottest product in network marketing today is money.
You're right.
People
I would
get
disagree.
involved in these things to make money.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I don't know if you guys know who Larry Thompson was. He was the
I
top
kn-
guy.
I know
in-
Larry. I know Larry. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew Larry. I haven't talked to him for but he shared something with me one time that changed my life. And he said, you have to know what you get paid for in network marketing.
Yeah.
Of course, I listed off all the things, and he says, you're crazy. Well, none of the, you know, what we talk about, well, sponsoring and training and selling and teaching. And he says, no, you get paid for one thing and one thing only, talking to people. All
Jim.
those other things are results of
Yeah.
the talking. And he said, the second thing you got to know is what you're going to talk about. And I learned over the years that talking about the company and the people in it and the product and all that stuff off the bat, you're going to lose so many people because when you start talking to them, they had no idea you were going to bring this up. And I
Yeah.
learned that the best thing to talk to people about is their favorite subject
Money.
themselves.
Yeah, they are themselves. You're right. Themselves and money.
You ask questions and find out about their life, they'll tell you whether they need the product or not. Once you know that, you're away
Yeah.
to the races.
By the way, Jim, you know, when I talked about getting involved in self-development, I know you know, and I would just about bet that you have in your home or your office, there was two audio tapes that Larry Thompson did called Millionaire Training. They are probably among the best that was ever done. Now, most of that was Jim Rohn material, but
Yeah, I know.
you know the one I'm talking about, and
Yeah.
they're not easy to find. But if you any of you, if you can get your hands on Millionaire Training by Lawrence Thompson, I promise you, it's some of the best you'll ever listen to. Am I right, Jim?
You're right. He in 25 years he hit $83 million.
Yeah,
One
yeah,
of his students was an upline in a water filter company I was in years ago. And the other thing that, if I may share, is that that company, when I came to them in 1988, had just done 80 million selling water filters. It was about their third year. 2 years later, they did $1 billion.
yeah.
Then they brought in air filtration. 2 years later, they did $1 billion. Then they brought in a nutritional product, and they're still marketing it today.
Yes, yes.
The student that Larry brought on was a
Jeff
guy,
Roberti.
Jeff Roberti.
Yeah,
You know
that's
that
right.
he's approaching $250,000 a month every month,
Yeah, I know.
and
Yeah,
he's
he
made
has.
over 100 million in the last 30 years. So
He has.
I've learned from the best, and my challenge has been finding a company that can sustain the product and
Yep.
keep it going, or the marketing side. And the
You,
fellow who will be my sponsor in this company, I'm not going to mention his name because he's prominent in another company. I don't want to create a
right.
problem.
Sure.
But we have chased companies for the last 10, 12 years
I know.
and
I know.
just get nicely going and then discover there's a flaw.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the company, Ray, that's done it right, and I'm trusting this is it.
It is, Jim. It's going to be, you know, this is going to be the last one for some of us. You and I know a lot of the same people, and I'm somewhat of a historian. Being 40 years in this industry, I've seen all these things, and you're right. To find all of the ingredients in one company, all the things that we look for is almost impossible, like looking for a needle in a haystack. That's why I say, for the first time in my career, I've got the opportunity to know in advance what this thing is like and how we can trust it and how it's going to perform. And Jim, we're going to have a lot of fun working together. Do really well.
Looking forward to it.
Me too.
Well, I'm looking forward to working with you, Jim. That's that what you said, that's phenomenal. Robin grabbed a notepad. She's
Well,
writing down what you're saying.
Ray said something earlier, and I've been wealthy and I've been broke, and I prefer the former. But you notice I didn't say I was poor, because I learned that being broke is a temporary thing. Being poor is a state of mind. And see, Ray, I see
Yeah,
you're on, you know what I'm talking about.
I do indeed.
So if we could find the right vehicle, I've got some ideas, but I need the right vehicle. And I came out of retirement to join my friend in another venture, and now here we are looking at another one. But I find myself rusty. I've forgotten more than I used to know, I think. But it's all coming back. And just hearing you talk, and I thought, oh, 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 oh. And that's exciting for me because I'm starting to get my passion back.
Yeah.
And my wife and I are, we've been retired and we lost everything. And that's a whole other story I'm not going to go into. But so we're looking to get our life back. And I'm excited about this. I'm only 84. I got a lot of years left.
You do. You know Jimmy the Butcher, right? He's like what, 92 now or whatever, and making
Jimmy, nice and
millions a
Denny.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure Jim knows who I'm talking about.
So Ray and Jim, Guys, let me chime in here, because this is a little bit about what I wanted to mention. Hernan and Fifi and myself, Ray, and several others have been able to experience the right network marketing company for all the right reasons. And let me just be very, give me a couple, well, somebody's got a lot of noise in the background.
I signed an NDA on this.
Hernan, can you maybe, was it Bert?
Just go ahead and mute everybody out there other than Charlie. That'd be good.
Oh, I think we're good now.
Okay.
So Jim, I've got my list. I need a bigger piece of paper. Rest assured, you can call people. I'm going to give you a little tip. You can call people that you want to wait a while before you know everything is really right. Well, it's right already. And Ray's alluded to some things. And I've got several people, 3 people here on this Zoom that I said, hey, do you remember how good it was in Zango? Because these are former Zango. Oh my God, yeah. And on this list, there's people that said, no, never, don't call me. I am done with network marketing. We've been there, done that, because Zango was so good. But there's 3 people on here that said, never, they're in. So Jim, here's why they're in. Number 1, the integrity and the style of the delivery of Gordon and Joe Martin is extremely unique. And Diane was not in Zango with us, but I said, she did her NDA, and she said to me, I've never been on a Zoom like that. And Ray knows what I'm talking about. Hernan, you know what I'm talking. Fifi, these guys have such a unique way, the way they operate and think. And you are first, they are second. You are first, they are second. They have all of us in mind. And I experienced that with these guys over and over again with the founders. And I think with Joe and Gordon, we have absolutely the 2 best. And here's a little bit of a corroborating story. It's real simple. Joe Morton, this is Zango story and the OLIABO story. They're absolutely, the genesis is identical. That's why Ray held me up for a whole month. He said, I can't tell you yet. Well, I got my mojo back because I get 6 small checks. Ray and I had dibble dabbled post Zango. We got this, that, and that, and I'm in. So in 2002, Joe Martin was on an assignment with a Tahitian Noni company. He's studying he's in the Southeast Asia. He started to study durian, monk fruit, and a couple others, landed on mangosteen. He found out that it was extremely effective in that part of the world, but never traveled outside the Far East. Used by medicine men, and the stories were phenomenal. He calls his brother back in, his 2 brothers in Utah. One's a medical professor. He starts to study it for him, and then he got his brother Gordon. So Joe realized that this is a botanical that's never come to the market, but it's been to the market. How was it to the market? It was sold in stores in Asian markets as a whole fruit, and it was sold in a fruit that they cut the hull open, and they put the center part of the fruit, and it was a delicacy sold around the world. It was canned. Fast forward, Zango goes their way. Gordon Martin is traveling, living back and forth in Treviso, Italy, in the Blue Zone. For several years, he's experiencing information about the olive. And he starts to ask people questions about the olive. And the light bulb went on and got very bright. And he calls his brother Joe. He says, Joe, you want to know about the olive? And so what Gordon did was what Joe did. Gordon says, hey, they've been canning olives, sending around the world. They've been making an oil. Somebody took something with the leaves, but nobody's ever really brought this thing to the marketplace. You've got these 2 stories colliding. And we know from the past experience, when you have a hero product, a flagship product, you've got a category creator. Nobody's got this, and nobody will for long. They won't for a long time. Like Ray said, some flim flam operation is going to call it, oh, we have olive oil. But those are years away. We have 2 guys that know how to run a company better than anybody. They have more gas in their tank than anybody. They're in the early 50s. We're in our 70s and 80s, and we want to have something that nobody else has. You have it here, buddy. You have it here 1,000%. And we have never been treated as well. Hernan, you've been in network marketing companies. Fifi, you've been in a number. And there's a couple of my friends here. My buddy Tim was going about his business. His wife was hearing the Zoom the other day, and she says, "Hey, is that the Morton boys? We got to get in." It was that simple. He told me, he says, his wife says, "Hey, I think we need to do this because for them or with them." I've kind of stumbled. I guess I kind of got it over the edge there. But oh, by the way, we had systems. We had the magic wand system. I'm sure that we're going to have a couple simple systems. This olive thing is easy. And the stories that are emerging, you will be able to talk at your age. Everybody has aches and pains, and this will be the easiest product that you've ever been able to experience experiential. And Klemchuk's not on the call today, but he was a master of testing product. But you're going to fulfill your life's dream, Jim, and with what we have here. So I'm going to ask everybody to write down, what is it that you want to see in your best network marketing company? Just write it down on a piece of paper and watch what happens.
Yeah.
Ray, I guess it's about what I wanted to say. The story is so similar between mangosteen and the olive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it is. Thanks, Charlie. Good words. Hernan, by chance, I sent you some of the new graphics that Gordon is working on. Do you want to throw any of those up, or what do you think?
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Let's share. So Ray,
I love this. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Ray just received these from Gordon, and so we're going to share them with you guys. Just more.
I love this mid-century stuff. I mean, I'm an old guy, so I mean, I lived in that era. It was a simpler life. People had manners, and I just love it. I love all these graphics, and I think most people that I've talked to love them as well. They'll get better and better.
Yeah, so it looks like it's yeah, can you guys see it okay?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it in the bottom it's OLIABO, and then it's Simplice, whatever that is, natural, and
Simple, natural, yeah.
Essential.
Essential. Oh yeah, essential. Yeah. And that's one. Let's go to the next one. Let's see if I can figure out how to get to the next one. There we go. Whoops.
Oh no, you missed a pretty lady. There you go.
Yeah, there's that. Let's go. There we go. On the olive standard.
He calls all these wet paint, but just some things he's working on, and he sent them to me while he was actually driving from St. George back to Salt Lake City. And I said, can we throw them up on Hernan's call? He said, yeah, by all means.
I just love this. I don't know about you guys, but I'm super excited about sharing. I'm hoping that he gives us a PowerPoint that we can utilize for our Zooms, and this is the graphics on that PowerPoint. It'd be fun.
By the way, now that you say that, some of you that were with Zango, you'll recognize the name Adam Blake. Nice young man, really nice young man, longtime employee of the company. We were able to get him hired on. He's an audio visual expert. He knows comp plans like the back of his hand. He's going to be a great assistance to all of us. So all these PowerPoints, things that we like, he'll be the guy putting them together for us.
Yeah, he's the one that's sending out the NDAs right now.
Yeah. Adam Blake,
guys,
great guy.
Ray and Hernan, I just wanted to say one last thing. That when I heard about this, I went to Google Scholar and Chat GPT. If you guys go to Google Scholar and do the in the search bar, you can just search in benefits of olive oil, benefits of first squeeze olive oil. You can maybe print it out for yourself. It may show you 500. I can't remember. There's hundreds and hundreds of studies that came out of other countries, naturally not America. So and find out the benefits. This goes wide and deep. This is this is going to be very wide and very deep. The benefits of what we have.
Yeah, it comes from the blue zone, and they live an average of 9 to 10 years longer than the rest of the world, and that's important to Jim and I.
Hey, am I still on?
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Are they going to have an app?
You know, I haven't asked that question. I suspect they probably will, Jim. I expect they probably will, but that's just what I think. But we'll get confirmation on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So
That's important. That's important in today's world, by the way.
yeah, yeah.
yeah, my thing is a little short video telling the whole story, like similar to what he's doing on his Zooms on Tuesday. Man, if we had a little short video done really, really well, something we could share with people, just like you asked him for, Ray.
I started to say I asked them for three things, and I saw them taking notes, so that if you weren't there, I said it's always about company, product, and compensation plan, no matter what you're looking at. Nobody probably can do a better company, and I want these videos to be 5 minutes, no more than, because people's attention span's not much. 5 minutes long. Nobody better than Gordon Morton to do a company video, why OLIABO, and all the things he's witnessed about how poorly things have been done in this industry. And I mean, it would be dynamic. He's been in the movie business. My goodness, he's well qualified to do that, and discovered this. And then we want a product video, no more than 5 minutes, for Joe Morton. He's really good at getting into the details, and as I said, Bert, he will get into those with you. 5 minutes, no more than that, and 5 minutes on the compensation plan. People lack confidence. I've learned that, and I mean, you look, when I got started in this industry, I couldn't look people in the eye. I had no self worth, no good self image. I mean, I just was a wreck. Jim Rohn straightened me out, and nobody really intimidates me these days. I mean, they may be way smarter than I am, better looking, and everything else, but nobody intimidates me. But I found most people lack confidence. So having little short, hard hitting 5 minute videos on the company, the product, and the compensation plan allows them just to send it to the people that they know. That'll be very effective, I think.
Yeah, it will be. Well, we got to jump off here, but I just want to tell you guys that you know, when we had the dynamic compression in our previous company, Zango, with Gordon and Joe, Robin and I were paid on 100 levels on a
Yeah.
unilevel plan. And so we got paid on 10 times the levels that the comp plan paid on because of the dynamic compression.
Yeah.
And you know, like Ray said, he got paid on several hundred levels. You know, so this is really going to change things up. They're gonna bring the industry back to what it once was, where companies will be forced to have to pay residuals like they used to. So I'm super excited about this. Thank you, Ray, for being a part of this Zoom. Thanks, Charlie and
Oh,
Barry
thank
and
you guys.
Jim and Diane. Thank you guys for chiming in. Appreciate it. And I'd like to kind of keep the team together. We'll massage this thing together, and we'll talk about the ingredients and the comp plan as things come out, so that everybody's well versed and pretty much has a game plan for really getting a great launch once
Yeah,
the
here, just
comes.
one last thing, Herman, if you don't mind, everybody, to maximize this compensation plan to be what's called a premio, you need three good legs, not great legs, three good legs. Okay, so make that list, identify the three key people, and I think Hernan mentioned it. Let's get your business started on paper before they even open these doors. And we all do the same thing. We come in with a auto ship, maximum auto ship of 200. Our business will grow like a wildfire because everybody's duplicating that. I'm not suggesting somebody come in where they're not comfortable. I'm talking to people that really want a business, and you want to build a business quickly. That's the way we do it. That's the recipe for success right there. The product is not going to let you down. The company is not going to let you down. I will not let you down. Hernan will not let you down. Nobody on this call. We're here for you. Listen, nothing makes me happier than to help people build a nice income in this industry. It's happened to me for 40 years. It's the greatest feeling in the world. And more than anything else, I want success for you. And these are the kind of things that it takes to be successful. So write those down, get those invites out, and let's try to have at least 3 people on the 7 o'clock or 9 o'clock Eastern time Zoom on Tuesday. That's how we'll build this thing big. Hernan, I appreciate all your hard work. You're just the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Charlie. Thank
You
you.
bet, guys.
Everybody, I gotta
Everyone.
go.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Very good.
Thank you, Charlie. Thanks, everybody.
Hey,
Thanks,
Ray. Bye.
everybody. Great
Thank
Zoom.
you. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye,
Wonderful
guys.
Sunday, everyone.